Good evening, or morning, depends how you're feeling. I think the time of the day is more of a state of mind than it is the pointing hands on a clock. How do you feel about that, Andy?
If that's true, I'm very much in the end of the day state of mind.
You've had a rough day, haven't you? You've been sleepy.
I've been very sleepy today.
It's not what you want.
Yeah.
Usually I'm the tired one.
Yeah, it's been a nice role reversal.
And I'm full of beans. Well, I haven't eaten any beans. It's just a colloquialism. Just a turn of phrase.
Thanks for the clarity.
I'm an uppity guy. I've got energy.
It's so grating.
That's just because you're a bit tired.
Yeah.
But how can you be tired, Andy, when you are one of the hosts of the internet's only podcast documenting a playthrough of the campaign for North Africa?
War with a Mate? Or is that?
Yeah, that's us.
Okay.
Yeah, War with a Mate.
I wasn't
us.
sure if you were prompting me to say the name or...
Yeah, well, I guess you know it, so yeah, you've said it. War with a Mate, that's what we are, that's who we are, and I'm James.
And I'm Andy.
Yeah, that's us. You already know that. You guys know who we are. You know what we do. You know our biz.
And if not, welcome.
We are titans of industry. We are playing the game, and it's going swimmingly. It's a little shot in the arm. It's a dose of adrenaline for when the days get long and the days get shorter, if anything. We're dipping out of summer now, aren't we?
Yeah, they're back going short. But, yeah, I mean, it wasn't a particularly full session in terms of what we did.
No, I had a late finish at work. Yep. You're a little sleepy. We just ticked off the end of the aircraft today.
Yeah, it was a sleepy admin session. Throwback to the old days.
Oh, God.
So,
the days of yesteryear.
I unsuccessfully strafed.
You did.
Which is a bit of a shame. And then we basically just went through and did the refits and repairs, refueling various things.
We did. We've decided to roll out all of the recouping of planes. Some of mine limped back. Of the 4 planes that you downed last week, 2 of them managed to make it back to base.
Yeah.
That was a 1 in 6 chance.
Mine didn't. That went down, so...
Yeah, they stayed down where they belong, in the dirt, or the sand, I suppose, more accurately.
So, not great loss ratio there.
I'm pretty pleased with it. Between that and you missing with the strafe.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes, you're old.
I mean, yeah.
Usually Snake Eyes is what you want, but in this instance, turns out Snake Eyes not so good.
No.
But I'm happy with that, because it's good for James.
I mean, I'm sure it is, yeah, because you're rolling into the land combat stage. You moved your big division down as a sort of taster for your movement next session.
I did. I moved the 62nd Division. I wasn't completely concrete on that for a while, and it was a plan I had in the back of my head, and that was really dependent on how the aircraft stuff went. And when you did successfully pin 7 of my infantry battalions, including the best infantry battalions from each division, that was when I decided it's probably time to go a little bit hard. Yeah. So I've moved up the 62nd Division. They are now coming down from the north and have flanked you.
Yes.
Which means you're now between a rock and a hard place. The rock being the 62nd Division, the hard place being the Miledi and 1st Blackshirt Divisions.
Yeah, it's a nasty place for the 7th to be. I think I'm right. I did definitely overextend them. I suspect I'm going to lose all of them, which will be a big blow.
They're in a precarious spot because not only are they between a rock and a hard place, but there is a third hard thing. What should we call it? Tungsten. There's a big tungsten block, which is slightly over to the east, which is the 4th Blackshirts that I pushed further out. And if you retreat now to try and go back in your direction, back over to the east, you will have to maneuver around them.
Yeah, I'll have to keep them in mind. I'm not super worried about them because, from what I could, they're probably limited to 2 or 3 hexes. So I'm kind of picturing them as just having a big zone of control rather than being like, they can come and strike me across more distance than that.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, they're not going to be able to sprint halfway across the desert after you because if they do that, they're not going to be able to attack. Yeah. And then you just string me along on a wild goose chase and then do what I'm doing to you now. And I'd hate for that to happen. I wouldn't wish that on anybody except you because I've done it myself. So, you're pincered. Things are heating up at Fort Maddalena.
Yeah, it's really becoming the crux. I think it's going to be pretty brutal, this upstage.
It is. I moved them over so that it could be locked down to a real fight. It's either going to be a really bloody affair, or you're going to have to completely vacate the border, which I'm happy with either outcome. If I pick off the 7th Armoured Division, that's a win for me. And if I scare you off from the border and you have to regroup, another win for me.
Yeah.
The only niggling thought I have is that you have the 4th Indian Division.
Yes.
Which is up to the northeast of this fight, this conflict. They could be an issue for me, but I do have my Libyan divisions poised to the northwest.
Yes.
Ready to try and counter anything they do.
Also, they did get some pinning from the bombardment, so there'll be limited effectiveness this upstage at the very least.
Yes, which was something I'd hoped for. I was hoping that I can take them out of your arsenal.
I think, by pinning them there, they're just slightly too far to do anything really relevant.
And I was hoping, which you did, ignore the Libyans and the 62nd Division, because I've not played around with the 62nd since Upstage 1. So I was hoping you'd leave them alone because of that, and you have, which means that they are now something I can pull out the bag last minute as my ace up the sleeve. So that could work wonders.
It probably will. They're pretty much done, I think.
But
that's some running away, but otherwise.
Well, that's warfare for you, Andy. You win some, you lose some, historically. That's what this is.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one big game of history. In a very literal sense.
It's a game about history.
No, it's a game of history.
Okay.
We're playing out history. We're making history as well. That's another important thing.
Okay, fine. I'm not going to argue with you.
Oh, dear. I've really worn you down because you are tired already.
Yeah.
Poor guy. I'll try not to string you along too hard today, man. I've been there. I've been in that... Well, not that seat. You always sit in that seat when we record.
That's my chair.
But I've been in your shoes. They're comfy.
For quite a lot.
Yeah. I've been a tired man before, so you can lean on me today. That's why I'm here. I'm here for you to lean on, have a little nap on, rest your head in my lap.
Thanks, buddy.
You can do that.
I'm not going to, but the offer is giving me energy.
Well, if you don't do it, then you probably don't mean that. So you're gonna...
Nope.
No?
I guess I don't mean it.
Oh, right, okay. Empty words.
Indeed.
Then we're back to being foes, I guess.
That's fine.
Is that what you wanted?
Yeah. How's your supply situation?
Fuck you.
Got a lot of these big divisions on the move. They're going to be spending resources now.
Well, that's a bit of a mean thing to say.
It's just a question.
Yeah, and I refuse.
So
I refuse your question.
Is it bad then?
I refuse your question.
I'm taking
Tarantinoing
it as,
you.
like, this is bad?
It's not perfect.
Okay.
Of course it's not perfect. We don't live in a perfect world, Andy. Why would anything be perfect? Stop putting words in my mouth.
I'm not. I'm just asking.
Someone's perked up, haven't they? Fucking hell. Wow.
That was requested, man. You can't get angry now I've perked.
Oh, I just wish you perked in a different way. Maybe thought about a different topic.
The show has one topic.
What about the song Free Fallin' by Tom Petty?
It's a good song. Yeah. You played it on loop for like half the time we were here.
Yeah, I did not realise that was on loop, and then I just kind of continued a little bit when we were packing everything back up. And my hands were full of all of the recording equipment, so it just kind of kept on going. And now it's stuck in my head. Oh. Good song though.
It is a banger.
Tom Petty, you got any favourite Tom Petty songs apart from that?
No, that's it.
It's a good one. Running Down a Dream.
You see,
good one.
The way I work with music, it might be some of my favourite songs. I probably will recognise them. Won't know the name or who's done them though.
No, I've noticed that about you. There'll be a few songs that'll come on when we're out and about. We're in a bar or a club or
discotheque.
Yeah, we love a good discotheque.
I've only been to one, and it was a nightmare.
Which discotheque?
One in Heidelberg, Germany.
Oh, I mean, if you're going to go to the discotheque, you want to go to the German discotheque.
Oh, yeah. But everyone just sat on the floor and chanted stuff, and me and my friend who were on the exchange were like, have our exchanges brought us to a cult?
That sounds like a good exchange.
And then everyone stood up after like 15 minutes of chanting and just started going nuts, dancing to like techno music.
That sounds great.
It was quite a fun night once I got over the fear of this is a cult murder and I'm the victim.
Thing is, cults get a bad rap.
I think cults tend to be pretty bad. I mean, when we start one, it'll be one of the good ones.
Yeah, we've well, this is already a cult. If you're listening, you are part of a cult now.
Welcome.
Yeah, there's actually like a waiver that it's all the way back in another episode that you've probably skipped the part where we talk about it. It's probably the one where we talk about Michael McIntyre, which because that one was unhinged.
That was not good.
No, that was New Year.
Yes, it was.
We were we were a little bit tipsy.
A little bit.
No, yeah, you've signed away your rights. So if you're listening to this, we own. How much is it of their income?
Just a generous and modest 30% tithe.
Yeah, I thought 30.
Yeah.
I think we've been in talks to up that.
I mean, only fair.
Yeah. So if anyone has any suggestions of what number it should be,
Or what kind of hard labour would be most profitable.
yeah, if you guys don't want to give up any of your income, we will take hard labour. That's fine. Yeah. Sort of like breaking up rocks in a yard with a pickaxe, because we've got plenty of uses for rocks, paperweights, weapons,
Rock museums.
rock museums, rock music.
Polish them up, sell them as stones to people. Like,
Well, that's it. People don't understand the difference between rocks and stones. The everyman doesn't understand.
they don't realise how easy it is to get a polisher.
Yeah, I've always thought that as well. You can rent polishers as well.
So next time you're in like a gift store in the Lake District or whatever your country's version of it is, and there's a bunch of shiny rocks, just remember, go outside, get your own rocks, rent a polisher.
And turn them into stones.
Yeah, shiny
beautiful,
stones.
shiny stones with like a wet look effect.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's great. You know what? I had this conversation with somebody a little while ago about wet look jeans.
Ooh.
See, I am a big advocate for jeans. Got some on right now. I'll walk around in them. I'll occasionally run for the bus in them. I'll just sit around at my own leisure in jeans because they are durable. They're stylish. And somebody then said, "Oh, but would you rather wear robes or jeans all the time?" And I went, jeans, comfortably.
Jeans are better than robes.
Yeah.
Unless everyone's wearing robes.
If everyone's wearing robes, you're in a different cult.
Yeah, I don't want to be in a cult that wears jeans.
Why not?
It seems too casual for a cult.
Cults should be casual. You need to break down these barriers in your head, man.
No, you need to break down the people.
In the cult.
Yeah.
Yeah, to wear jeans.
Yeah. The barriers in my own head can remain.
So the issue was that I'd said jeans, and then they said, well, what if they get wet? And I went, well, then I'll be wearing wet jeans. That's fine. They'll dry out. It's still comfortable. And there was this whole like song and dance about how wet jeans are bad.
I mean,
and I was like, right, if you go on these expensive jean websites, I don't know what they are. I'm a modest man. I'm subtle, humble, and brave. I wear relatively affordable jeans.
Fendi.
Fendi?
Gucci.
Gucci jeans?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't touch Gucci jeans. Certainly not. Not unless we bump that 30% up to like 35 at least.
Yeah.
And then I can get rid of all of my...
get our Gucci money.
Get our Gucci money, Gucci jeans. But they've all got wet look jeans.
Is that a thing I don't know the term for? Is it just it looks like how jeans look like when they're wet?
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's not like a sort of like cool term that means something sneaky.
Okay.
Like, they just look wet.
So I'm just going to see someone and be like, oh, he's maybe pissed himself or fallen in a pool.
Yeah, well, if you pissed yourself, there'd be a very clear sort of pattern on the jeans, wouldn't it? It'd be like, that's a piss
Depends
stain.
how hydrated you are.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. No, because that wouldn't affect the projection of the urine.
The amount, so it soaks the whole jeans.
Yeah, but I suppose, yes, the smell is really what would give away the hydration.
Yeah. Might mistake that for just a fancy rich guy thing.
Exactly. Yeah, if you look at it now, you'll be like, well, maybe this isn't something as prosaic as the man has pissed himself. He's probably stylish.
Or the bourgeois are pissing themselves now, and we just don't know about it.
Oh, God, that would be the next step, wouldn't
Just
it?
get on their private planes and piss in their pants.
Well,
laughing at the little guys.
Because they don't understand. They don't know what's going on. Speaking of not knowing what's going on, have you seen the alien invasion?
No.
The one that's coming?
Oh, I've not seen it if it's coming.
Yeah, so apparently there's some sort of unidentified object that's on a course towards Earth in, I think it's November.
Yeah.
And some group of scientists, a cult probably, have decided...
The cult of science.
The cult of science. Well, how does that one go again?
The cult of Newton.
I'm sure there's a cult of science.
No, there's
they
people
call
who
it something
study
else.
science.
Yeah, sorry, they call it something else, don't they? So they have determined that this could be an attacking alien ship on its route to Earth.
See, I used to really want aliens to exist, and for a brief time thought they did. But I've just got it. I've given up on that. I think it's just a rock.
Well, maybe it's a rock, but...
It's just a rock they're using to distract us from private islands.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a lot of bad news going on at the moment if you're...
Hey guys, look up at the sky.
Oh, that's a classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've always done that, haven't they? The powerful, the influential. They're always telling you to go look up in the sky. Then you look at it and you're distracted for a bit and they take all your shit and do bad things when you're looking away.
Classic rich people.
I'm sick of it, Andy. I'm sick of it.
Can't be having it.
So the aliens are going to come. What's your plan when they do?
Greet them warmly.
That's probably a good idea.
At
They
least
probably
until
want
I
that.
know what they're up to.
Well, that's it. There's not much resource that they could take, the aliens. They could take... Well, go back to War of the Worlds. We just watched the trailer for the new War of the Worlds.
That's going to be bad.
With it's Ice Cube in it, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So I heard
It's
about
like
this.
the Ice Cube doing Rear Window, but through the internet on an alien invasion.
Because I love War of the Worlds. I love the book. I love the...
Musical?
The
Musical's banging.
yes. Good old Jeff. Oh, God, I love that musical. It's that music is incredible.
Yeah.
Love that. That is cover-to-cover banger. If anyone's not listened to it, listen to War of the Worlds. That is great. The radio broadcast was fantastic. Don't even
Have
mind...
you listened to the...
Yeah, I've listened to
the H.G. Wells one that got everyone
everyone riled up and panicked. Yeah.
No, it was H.G. Wells were
It's
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles, yes. A lot of Wells
Bit of
around that.
nepotism there.
Yeah. Kept in the family, did they? Yeah. The Welleses.
I'd love to have been there. Just listen to the radio and then like getting in a mob with people, put a colander on my head, get a shotgun.
Yeah. Oh, the aliens are here. The radio said.
Because I reckon it would be a fun bonding experience of shared embarrassment. It's like, I know if the aliens came, you'd be out in the street fighting with me, but let's not mention it. Like, I know you can be relied upon, but it's too embarrassing to, like, acknowledge why I know that.
That's a good point. Yeah, you do have that shared camaraderie. That means that if anything like that happens again, well, I guess you do have...
Because if everyone thought it was real, the guy in his house being like, oh, guys, it's not real, you guys are idiots. The mob going past, you're just going to record that guy in your head as a coward.
Yeah, that's a good point. You actually have a bit of a moral high ground at the end of all that. So the issue, though, is that if there is a second event where there is an actual alien invasion or something else, it might be a bit of a boy who cried wolf situation. You might be so panicked to embarrass yourself again that you might not actually fight.
Ooh. Yeah, that was the first step to make people who react to aliens seem...
But this new take on War of the Worlds, it seems to be that they're doing and I like the sound of this, it's all from the perspective of like a monitor screen. So you're watching like someone's viewpoint from a monitor play out. A bit like the film, I think it's called Unfriended, which is a horror movie that came out a good few years ago.
Yeah.
But it was done quite well. I didn't mind that
There's
film.
quite a lot of that sort of limited perspective, whether it is Rear Window or that or only for a screen or...
I feel like it was the next sort of stage of evolution from found footage horror, sort of Blair Witch style.
Yes.
I think that was the next progressive step with technology. And I heard that, and I was like, that's a good way to keep the suspense going. You know, you've got alien invasion. How do you obfuscate some of the details of the invasion while still showing some stuff? But then watch the trailer. It's kind of weird. They talk about how the aliens are after everyone's data.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's meant to be some sort of political commentary or if it's just a bad idea.
It's just a bad idea.
I don't know how that's going to work.
It might also be an attempt to do like a data surveillance as bad thing, but
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking might be the
feels
political...
like it's going to miss the mark.
It probably will. Ice Cube is a fun actor.
Yes.
In you know, the Jump Street films.
He's great in them.
I can't really see him as a serious lead in a thriller.
What I can't see him as is a serious lead who's essentially has to carry an entire film by reacting to a screen. That requires quite a lot of subtlety, I might guess, of like performance and stuff.
Yeah, I imagine there's probably a lot of screen time where it's him sort of talking to himself or liaising with other people. I don't know. I think there's some questionable decisions. Maybe I'm being a classic gatekeeper and going, well, I already like this thing how it is. You can't change it. Or maybe I'm actually seeing this for what it could well be, a bad film.
I think it's just going to be bad. I think it could, at best, be an interesting failure.
I agree. I think I'm going to watch it either
Yeah.
way. I think we'll probably watch it at some point with a few drinks, criticize it,
Yes.
which we do with bad films. We did that with Man and Web.
Yes, and I keep having to remind myself that's a bad film because I had so much fun watching it.
Yeah, that thing was not good. But the point I was trying to make originally was that one of the resources we have that aliens might be after is blood.
Oh, blood?
Yeah, that's what they want in War of the Worlds. They want some blood. They want us.
Yep.
So we're a resource. So if you're friendly to them, you might be in for a bit of a treat. They might go, well, this is one of the nice humans, so we'll allow him to stay alive. You can play his little game as well. You can keep the podcast going. We'll broadcast it to Zeta 5, and we'll just harvest little bits.
Maybe
Keep them
they've
alive.
come here to pick us up because they love the pod.
Oh, God, maybe.
Yeah.
Because depending on the speed of travel, if they're not going to get here until November, then they might have heard about it when it first came about.
Probably did.
They're probably day oneers.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, in that case, Zetas, if you're listening, thank you. We've not had any emails or anything, so we
Beam us up.
didn't know you were. Yeah, didn't know you were listening. But it's very flattering. I don't know your alien native tongue, so I feel like this is a little bit ham-fisted and disrespectful.
This might seem ignorant, but if they're advanced enough to get here, I'm leaving that to them.
Yeah, they will know.
Yeah.
So we do appreciate it. So thank you, Zetas. You're friends at the podcast. We'd love to have you. So come on down to Andy's. You'll know where he lives, surely. You've probably got the tech to figure that one out. And occasionally we accidentally dock stuff anyway. So just keep a listen out for that. Ah, good old aliens, man. What they're like. Well, it's hard to say.
Absolute Ronins.
Whoa! He didn't mean that. He didn't mean that.
Who I will greet warmly.
There we go. Otherwise, I'll greet you warmly with a heat ray. It's the last thing you want, man.
We really need to get through more in the game session.
You know what? We've been on a fucking solid streak for months,
Yeah.
Andy. We've been ticking off game stuffs like it's nobody's business. We don't need to feel bad about taking this at the right pace.
Yeah.
We've said from the start, this isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And if you're having a sleepy day and I've finished work late, we can only cover what we can cover. So, anyone listening, we're very sorry that we've disappointed you by not talking about the game very much today. We're taking it back.
We're having a calm before the storm of what's going to be a contentious offstage land combat.
What you will have next time is a lot to hear about because it's all going to be my movement, the start of combat.
So I might not be tired, but I might be furious or sulking.
That's a fun. We've never had an energy where we're both actively angry at each other. I've had some niggles with you before. We've been a little bit frustrated with one another, but I think real seeing red anger, that's a new one.
Yeah.
I've been angry at the game.
Oh, yeah.
That's how this whole thing started.
You were angry before we started?
No, I was angry when we started to learn the rules.
Oh, yes.
I was elated when we first bought the game. I remember sat there waiting for the eBay bid to wrap up, and I was amazed that we got it. I was so thrilled. And then it arrived in record time, and it came like 2 days later. Brought it round to yours. We opened that bad boy up. We've got a video of that, actually.
Yeah, I've still got it.
Yeah,
I was unboxing the pieces.
Yeah, we'll need to pop that up somewhere sometime.
Yeah, I'll fire it over to you. Maybe drop on the Instagram.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah. Maybe
Oh,
we'll put
we've
that
got
up for you guys.
YouTube. We could put an actual video on it.
Oh, yeah. At the moment, the YouTube just rattles off these episodes.
Yeah.
Just sort of, yeah.
Could add some other stuff to that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that's probably what we should use it for.
Yeah.
If there's anywhere to put it, it's probably YouTube, the founding father of video.
The inventors.
Yeah. Well, that's like the Bugle said, you know, video killed the radio star. YouTube killed the video star. And we're going to kill the YouTube star.
Bringing it back to voice.
Bringing it back to voice, bringing it back to radio. And, I would say we've got faces for radio, Andy, but we're quite frankly beautiful people.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah. Well, hey, don't put yourself down.
I wasn't.
Excuse me.
What?
We need to talk off mic.
Oh,
Because
okay.
that's not acceptable. That's,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, that's...
I forgot I was about to mention how hideously ugly.
It's a curse, all right. I was cursed with incredible charisma, charm, and kindness. And as a result, I look like a goblin. Fucking sexy goblin, how about that?
No.
No? Okay.
It's not.
Well, it was worth a try. I'd fire it out there into the ether. Maybe it would be believed. But no, I'm a goblin man. And I'm playing the campaign for North Africa like all goblins do.
I'd love to have some goblins.
Goblin these nuts. No. That's a good joke.
We can't do this.
There's a can of energy drink that's sold at the vending machine at my work. It's called Dragon Energy, which of course sets up the perfect
Dragon
opportunity.
soup?
No, not Dragon soup. That'd be great. Dragon soup is, for the uninitiated, a highly caffeinated alcoholic drink. Think...
4 Loko for Scottish people.
There you go. Yes, that's a fantastic way to put it. It's not quite as classy as Buckfast, which is another scary drink. I've only had Buckfast once.
I had some Buckfast once and I got scars that night and also climbed half a seat above Edinburgh.
If there's any way you're going to drink Buckfast, you want to do it in Edinburgh.
I also found out there's a ranking system. There's a number on the bottom, on the bottle.
All right.
And the higher it is, the earlier it came out the barrel or something like that, and it's meant to taste better.
Oh, cool. So if I'm buying Buckfast, which I never will...
Have a discerning eye.
Yeah, I'll inspect that. Well, there you go, everyone. If you're going to buy your Buckfast, check the number, check the rankings. You want to get yourself a
either low is good or bad.
Yeah, we don't know which way the scale works, so look into that as well, I guess. And let us know as well, because you've been letting us know all sorts of things, haven't you? You interesting folk. You all have all sorts to say. You've got stuff to say about Heathcliff, or House of Leaves, or your own wacky adventures. We love to hear it all, and I think maybe we should crack into some of that since we're just rambling about fucking nonsense.
Yeah, I've got one here for us.
Yeah, let's ramble about someone else's nonsense. What we got, Andy?
Hi, Andy and James. I found your podcast from a Reddit post a while ago, and I've been binging the podcast.
Nice.
I'm only on episode 19 right now, but Monty definitely is a pretty interesting guy. I do want to ask 2 questions, though. First, when Rommel comes in, what are you going to do with him? Are you going to tease Andy with him by driving Rommel to his front lines and back or something? And second, are you ever going to do anything with the dead camels? Just curious on these 2. Speaking of the game, though, I created a subreddit of the game. If you guys want to post there, RCFNA. I can make you guys mods if you want. I'm pretty sure you don't want that stereotype. I wanted to say hello, and I'm still listening about Monty, so see ya. Your favourite, subtle, humble and brave pervert from Virginia, Desmond. So, thanks for emailing in, Desmond.
Well, Desmond, I don't think we've ever mentioned about anything about perverts. That can't be us, surely not. So it's an unfortunate admission to make, but we respect your integrity. But we've never said that, so that's wild. Well, what I would say, Desmond, is you're worried about the stereotype that we might not want to fall into. I've just described myself as a goblin, so we don't need to worry too much about what stereotypes we take on. However, I don't know that we'd be best suited to moderate anything. We can barely moderate our own content. I mean, look at what we're doing today. It's disjointed crap.
It's been loose.
It's been loose. It's been very fast and loose. The offer is fantastic. We'll definitely check it out. I've actually joined already. I joined as soon as I saw this email come through.
And we'll we'll post updates there when we do our update Reddit posts and stuff. We'll cross-post them there. Or
yes, absolutely. We've posted a couple times. We're going to post another update, another big milestone. So we'll pop that in there for you, Desmond. You will be the first and foremost source on Reddit for it. Pop it in the Hex Encounter subreddit, and board games is usually where we pop them. But we'll definitely pop them in here, Desmond. That is commitment, because people need to know about this game. Whether or not it's about us finishing it, they need to know what's going on here. We need other people, if anything, to pick up this game and start playing it. We need opponents. We need enemies.
Oh, we want to race people.
You know what? We don't have a nemesis yet, Andy.
That's fine. I can do without a nemesis.
No, we need a nemesis.
No.
I can think of a few ideas just off the top of my head, but I won't mention them.
You work on them, and then I'll just hate them when you've sorted out.
Ah, nice. I like it. Synergy.
Yeah, I'll offload that to you. As for, are you going to be doing weird stuff with Rommel? Driving up and taunting with him, or?
I will. The thing is, what I'll need to do first of all is determine what his actual capabilities look like in actual play, because I know he's got, it's either, I think it's like 40 or 50 CPA, so he's got a lot of maneuverability, but I need to figure out what his actual capabilities are, like how much.
I think he sets the moral
He definitely sets
That's a plus, which is actually a huge bonus.
Yeah, it's a bit. I think it's like
is a big decider in combat.
I think it might be a 2 or 3 morale boost for different areas.
Is massive.
And he also gives me a huge boost to something else.
While
the
he's
initiative
on the
rules.
map, you have the best initiative.
Yes, I've got a very big plus to initiative when he's on the map. So what I don't want to do is run him around too far because your long range desert group can get him.
They're the only guys who can, yeah.
Yeah,
so cat and mouse there.
So I don't want to have him run off too much unless I can determine where your guys are. But I will definitely do some fun things with him. I want him to have a bit of a good time in the desert.
Oh yeah,
he's on the box for the game. You know, he's the main character. He's
a famous guy who was involved.
He's the protagonist. He's the protagonist of the North African campaign.
Not the protagonist.
He's the main guy.
I'll
He's
let
on the
you
poster.
have antagonist.
All right, fine. He's the antagonist. He's the main guy. Whatever. You could be a bad guy. Your protagonist can be a bad guy.
I mean, yeah.
Tony Soprano, Walter White, got all these bad guys who are leads.
Yeah, but he's also not the lead.
What? Again, that's debatable. He's on the box.
Are we sure it's him?
You wouldn't put yes. It says on the box. It actually has a little annotation.
Sure?
Yes, I'm sure. You don't put not the main character on the poster for the movie.
Yeah, you leave the big reveal till the end. You keep the villain secret.
You reveal the villain. So who's the villain then? Because Rommel's on the fucking box.
Yeah, he works for the villain.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, I'm really running out of rope here.
Yeah. I've been trying to let you get off this.
All right, fine. I'll admit, as I often do, the Nazis are definitely bad guys.
Thank you.
It's important to get that soundbite out there every now and then. But your second question, Desmond, dead camels. Well, you are only on episode 19. You got a little ways to go. You're about halfway to where we are now, and you'll be happy to know when you get to this point, we still have no idea what the camels are. So when it comes to doing anything with them, I guess we can only wax lyrical and get frustrated.
We do have some fun suggestions from fans.
We do. We've had a few.
So when
people.
we do our rule addenda after being the only people to complete the game, maybe we'll probably include some homebrew camel rules.
Absolutely. And we will be able to at least then give somebody some closure when they play it in future, because they'll have something to do with these camels instead of just panic. Because that's what I tend to do. But we appreciate the reach out, Desmond, all the way from Virginia as well. It's quite the distance from us. But it doesn't mean that we're any further apart, my friend, because you've touched in, and we've got people listening from space, so relatively you're basically next door. So keep an eye on the Campaign for North Africa subreddit, everyone. I would definitely recommend checking it out. I'm sure Desmond's putting together a beautiful little community there. Let's have a little look back in that mailbag and see what else we got in there. So we have a message here from Jordan, which is titled Good Manners and Fun Facts. Two of my favourite things. Jordan writes, Andy and James, firstly, and by the way, there are some all caps words in here and some italicized ones as well, so I'll try and put some emphasis. Andy and James, firstly, let me say that I am appalled at the uncivilized behavior of your listeners. Jordan. Let's have a little look and see his rationale. Not the aliens, I hope. When I started listening to episode 1, y'all had just released episode 15 or so, and so when the calls started coming for emails, I thought, I'll see if they get any before I email them, asking if I'm the first. No such manners from many of your other listeners. Barbarians, uncouth. When I set up to wash dishes through on episode 17 and heard you say, I just can't imagine anyone listening to this while they wash dishes. Did I email you before catching up? No, because I have principles. Anyway, I'm a few episodes behind and partway into episode 30. You bring up the word y'all again. And as a linguist, I can't resist sharing some cool context around it, since I share your enthusiasm for the word. Now, this is new, and I like this. I like this direction. English lacks a distinct formal second-person plural pronoun. That is, I can't say, did yous really think this game was a good idea? Now, that's an interesting one, Jordan, just to cut you off slightly mid-conversation, because in wherever we are, which is the north of England, use is actually a colloquial term that is used as a second person plural pronoun. So, what we was up to last night, where did you go? It's actually a turn of phrase that's used very frequently, so we've not really struggled with it. I think what I've enjoyed is that maybe that's why I resonate with y'all, because it's a mirror of something I see so frequently in day-to-day life. So you say that, but there is a bit of a merit to it, Jordan. And Jordan continues, now where I grew up in New England, the accepted term was you guys, as in you guys are insane for doing this. But due to the gender revolution, there are many places in the US where this is considered mildly impolite. Enter y'all in a flowing cape and shining armour, a gender-neutral term of address as useful as the singular they, which is for some reason contentious, even though you didn't notice me using it in the first part of this email. Oh, wow. No, I like it. No, you are quite the linguist, Jordan. I like it. Now I can say, you subtle, humble, brave bastards are doing the gaming world a service, and I salute y'all, Jordan. Jordan, you've put that very eloquently. Now, as you'll know at this point, the listeners, including yourself, you've come out in waves. You've been firing off emails of all sorts of interesting points. This, of course, being one of them. And that is a very good insight into y'all. Maybe this is why I'm so enamored by it, because it does fill a gap that not much language does.
It's the unisex bathroom of pronouns.
It is.
Like, it's not trying to be the solution, it just is.
Yeah, it doesn't... Yeah, there's no flair to it. It's just done.
Being quietly being right for...
Yeah, a lot of people are looking for the solution to a problem, and the solution's been there the whole time. It's you mentioned a good point there about they, which is, I use they a lot in conversation. I use it quite... I don't know when that started. I think I've always done that. I don't think it was to try and be polite. I think it's just something I've done out of convenience.
It's always how you refer to someone if you didn't know their gender or you just didn't specify it. And then pronouns became weirdly contentious.
Yeah, so I think I've always had that sort of perspective where I've always said they anyway. Yeah. So when it's then became quite a hot button topic, I've not had to worry about it too much because I already say it. So y'all is another beautiful word for that. So now hopefully all of y'all listening will be able to enjoy it that little bit more.
Or use. We've got two now.
Yeah, you could start dropping in some use. Start using some North England colloquialisms. What were you up to? And thank you, all of yous for sending in your emails. See what I've done there? I you know what I think, Andy? I think they are all fantastic. Y'all are fantastic.
There we go.
Look at that. Oh, banging them all out. And I sincerely mean that.
I want to start hitting people with y'all, but I think they'll think I recently got back from holiday from the southern USA and I'm being weird.
They wouldn't get it, Andy. We're misunderstood people. That's why we have to hide away doing this.
Can't publicly say y'all. I have to do on the pod.
Yeah, two goblin men playing the campaign for North Africa, talking to aliens. This really has become a real rabbit hole episode. We're doing conspiracy theories. We're doing the politics of different pronouns and collective uses. Where we're just really barreling down on it. Yeah. God, we'll be getting a spot on Joe Rogan next week. God,
oh, good.
He couldn't handle this. We can't be interviewed.
I'd like to watch him just be appalled as I explain my diet.
Joe Rogan, have you ever heard of Huel?
Joe, but you don't understand. If I get the 2-for-1 pizzas, I can have it for lunch and dinner the next day.
We can tick off a lot of things with this. We can have some Huel, we can have some pizza, and I think what would be quite fun is to go into an episode of Joe Rogan, not fully explain the campaign for North Africa with the hopes that he doesn't know about it, and then
ask on there for some other reason,
and then ask. That's a good point. And then ask if we can play a game on his episode, and then we're just locked in to
his longest episode yet.
Well, if anything, what we do is we remove Joe Rogan from the Rolodex of podcasters for about 10 years.
Yeah,
I reckon he would watch us play. I think he would just sit there and take it.
Jamie, get them out of here.
We can trick him. We can trick Joe Rogan.
It's letting us have a month on his podcast.
I'd be fine to trick Joe Rogan. I don't think I've got any moral quandaries with that.
No, I'm happy to trick him.
There we go. We're going to trick Joe Rogan, guys. We're going to get him on next week's episode. We've promised some big guests before. We've promised Idris Elba, and he never manifested. He's still not got back in touch, which is wild. The Huel guys apparently think they're better than us, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole too much because it's just not worth it. They're not worth it, Andy. But you know who is worth it? Some men who were better than us, and that's very hard to come by. But there's some that are definitely better than us in terms of their ferocity, their accomplishments, and how old they are, because they happened quite a long time ago.
Indeed they did.
It's the 28th Maori.
Yes, it is.
And I believe today we're wrapping them up, and
We're wrapping them up. So we'll start off with a quote for them.
Let's go.
Go back to our mountains, go back to our people, go back to our Maori. But this is my last command to you all. Stand as Maori, stand as Maori, stand as Maori. Lieutenant Colonel James Herner, the final order ever given to the Māori Battalion before they disbanded.
Oh, it's poignant. What a way to begin. Beautiful.
Indeed. And just that word I mentioned, Mara, that is like a sacred, like religious site and community centre. It's like the centre of their villages and tribes.
Oh, okay, right.
So, yeah. But cool thing. So, yeah, on the 13th of May, the war in 1943, the war in North Africa ended. The Maori arrived in Italy in October 1943. The Germans had surrendered. Sorry, not the Germans. The Italians had surrendered in September 1943, but the country was occupied by Germans. One of the things they struggled with almost immediately, the intense contrast between the desert environment and a particularly wet and cold Italian winter.
Oh, okay.
So immediately at the opposite end of that spectrum.
It's like any British summer day.
Yeah.
From morning to afternoon.
So on the 6th of December, they returned to combat at a town called Orsogna, which is about halfway up the boot, pretty much directly across from Rome to the east.
Okay.
But like parallel to it. The fighting was fierce, lasted all the way through December, and the Maori were finally withdrawn mid-January, swapping out with an Indian unit. In total, during this, they lost 11 men and 222 were wounded over the course of the battle, but it wasn't decided in the time the Maori were there.
Okay, right.
But they got a few months' rest, and then their next major engagement was for the struggle for a town called Cassino, south of Rome. It's the main road going up northwards towards Rome. One side, there's Mont Cassino, which is a 500-meter high mountain with a monastery on top of it.
Okay.
That overlooks the road and also the, at this point, heavily fortified town of Cassinon. The Allies were already engaged there with both the monastery and the town for some time before the New Zealanders, including the 28th, arrived. So on the night of the February 17th, going past midnight into the morning, the Maori attacked the town's railway station. This is a quote from Sir Edward Dennis Blundell, whose letter we read. This is a later part from a letter we read out last week.
Okay.
I think of that gallant but abortive attack on the railway station at Cassino. A few days previously, some 25 to 30 Maoris had arrived unheralded from the base at Bari. So bad was our intelligence security that when they had learned in Bari of the impending attack and decided to be in on it with the boys, Rear Division sent up an order that they were all to be charged for being AWOL. Lieutenant Colonel Young and the Brigadier Commander agreed to ignore it. In my recollection, some 4 of them were killed and several injured. So they just heard about a scrap and came up against orders to take part.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, but the attack overall did not go well. They were pushing in deep into the town, but their supporting armor couldn't get through the rubble and the blockages in the street for a town that at this point had been under like constant conflict for like months at this point.
Yeah, I can't imagine that's easy to drive through, especially when it's tanks.
Yeah, so they actually ended up having to retreat under like heavy gunfire, and as a result, the gum diggers and the penny drivers, A and B company, lost 128 out of the 200 men they had.
Jesus, heavy losses then.
Yeah, a company's worth. So a company would be like 100 men. So
yeah, so losing north of that.
Yeah. After that unsuccessful attack in March, they were rotated away from the front. Casino ultimately fell to Polish troops in mid-May. So after a short period of R&R, they're back on the front lines in July. They're the first unit to reach Florence on the 4th of August.
Wow.
So still tip of the spearing it.
Big accolade as well. Yeah, crazy.
They fought in Rimini in September and Fienza in December, and then winter closed in further. They'd been here for almost a year at this point, and the next 3 months were on defensive duty because of snows on the front. Just basically the whole thing just sort of slowed down to a halt for the winter.
Yeah, God, well, like you say, like that massive shift as well for the environment that they're in. That's a crazy juxtaposition.
But they got back onto the front in April, pursuing German forwards northwards until the 2nd of May, 1945, when the Germans in Italy surrendered. The war for the 28th Maori ended in a town called Trieste, with a short but intense standoff with Tito's Yugoslavian partisans, an allied force who'd come down to occupy the city in the hope that it would then be counted as part of Yugoslavia when they were like doing all the treaties and like sorting the stuff out after the war. So these guys just sort of nipped down to try and nick an Italian city.
Yeah, why not? Just on the trip back.
Yeah. It's described as very tense, but no blows or anything, fortunately. So the World War II's over at this point. August, Japan surrender.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So their World War II is over for them and the Maori at this point, but it does take them 7 months to get home.
Oh, that's a big,
massive because trip. Of logistical shipping issues. The millions of men from all over the world need to be moved back.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen pictures of some of the ships coming back home.
Yeah,
at the end of the war, and they are jam packed.
Yeah, so 270 of them head off to Japan under the designation D Squadron to help with like garrisoning and just holding Japan while they sort that out.
Okay.
But the rest of them head home on the Dominion Monarch, shipping liner and refrigerated food transporter. So, and they left on Boxing Day 1945 bound for home.
Oh, a nice little Christmas treat.
Yeah. Upon returning home, many of the Maori men had to grapple with whether it was worth it for their people. The 28th Maori had a 50% higher casualty rate than any other New Zealand infantry group in the entire war.
It's massive.
Yeah, and over the 6 years of its existence, it had gone through 12 commanders.
Yeah, I mean, they were churning through them last time we were talking, so yeah, that's no surprise.
Ben McLean, a Maori POW who'd been in Colditz, amongst other places, on his first day back in New Zealand after returning from the war, he went into a local pub and the barman refused to serve him because he was Maori.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. A local policeman did intervene and insist that you should be served, and they sat down together and did share a pint.
I mean, that's a positive at least.
The last known surviving member of the battalion, Sir Bom Gillis, died on the 7th of November 2024.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. So that's...
he was 99 years old.
That's around when we got the game.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's... Yeah, timing's crazy.
Surprisingly recent. And he ended up accepting a lot of... Like, he accepted some knighthoods and some, I think, an Order of the British Empire, and he was reluctant to do that at first, but when he was the last one, he saw it as accepting it on behalf of
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they were snubbed so many times during the war from what you've said previously, so...
but due to racism and discrimination against the Maori that he experienced following the war, he was quoted as saying towards the end of his life, "War is a waste of time. If I had the choice again, I would not fight in that war."
Can't fucking blame the guy.
No. But there has led to some positives for the Maori, and we'll end with a quote from Herna Nagata, a veteran of the 28th and the son of Aprina Nagata, the MP who pushed for that unit to be formed back in Ep1. So this is what he had to say about the Maori involvement in the war. I doubt if Maori people can point to any specific benefit or advantage which can be attributed to the participation of their men in World War II. But in a wider sense, the fact that the Maori took an active part in the war produced a number of positive things. Maori have a higher profile in New Zealand life. The Treaty of Waitangi have been given status unthought of pre-war. The Maori is no longer a declining population, nor a dying race. Can it be claimed that these changes took place because Maori men went to World War II? Probably not. But can it be said that these changes would have taken place at all if the Allies had lost the war?
Damn.
Yeah.
That's actually surprisingly poignant.
Yeah.
Did not expect to be so stirred by a history segment, but yeah, I think something about hearing that they went through all of that, and were still on the back foot through discrimination, is so fucked.
Yeah,
like that's genuinely like troubling to hear.
Yeah,
that's not pleasant.
Yeah. But I think there was some stuff. So the guy who didn't get the Victoria Cross.
Yes.
4 generals, including Montgomery, protested that decision after the war.
Nice.
But King George in 1945 said they'd be giving no more decorations or anything for the war.
Or just cut it off.
It's over, we're cutting it off. But there has been efforts to recognise them later. He couldn't get that award, but his son was presented with a sword and they various honours. So I think there has been an effort to respect what they did.
Well, from what you said, the last surviving member managed to take on some of that on behalf of the entirety. So that's, at least they did get, something in the end. It's far too little, far too late.
Yeah.
But it's good that at least there is some recognition now. And hey, we recognise it, It's sad that, there's absolutely nobody left that we can get that out to. But yeah, it's nice that it ties up with when we've started this. It feels like a nice sort of little, tag on of history.
And just a truly remarkable group of people.
Scary guys, very capable, completely unshakable as well by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
The fact that they went through that and then, the guy can't get a fucking pint.
Just insane.
Think about the things that you've went through on the front lines in those conflicts, fixed bayonets.
Yeah.
And then you come back and you can't even have a bloody pint to celebrate or commiserate.
Yeah. But just their attitude is them getting those finding out, there's going to be an attack with some of our other guys. We want to be in with the boys.
Yes.
Just heading up. Also, something I didn't find to put in, but I thought was interesting, I saw a mention of it, is they used the Maoris in the New Zealand 2nd Division to do radio communication when they didn't have time to fully encode it sometimes.
Okay.
Because it would be such an alien language to the Germans. Some Germans might know English or French, but they wouldn't know Maori.
That's a very good use.
Similar to I don't know if you know the Navajo...
Yes.
Wind talkers, I think they're called, so they did a bit of that as well, being used for communication.
That's a very good use. Yeah, picking a very niche language from the other side of the world to be used to... It's effectively encoding it.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to crack that as German intelligence.
You don't stand a chance.
If anything, from what I've heard about Enigma and the failings of that with the previous history segments, probably a better idea than Enigma in some ways. Oh man, well it's a shame we've wrapped it up because I really thoroughly enjoyed hearing about them. As always, Andy, you've outdone yourself. Another fantastic history portion, and the Maori, fantastic, very impressive, and it's a damn shame they didn't get that recognition when they needed it. But hey, we give it for what that's worth. It's minor, but hey, we think that those guys were fucking badass.
And if you want to find more about them, there's a site, 28th Maori Battalion.org.nz. There's got a bunch of brilliant stuff in there. That's where I found the battalion diary and some of the battalion letters I've been quoting from. So if anyone does have more of an interest, really great resource there.
Well, now that we've wrapped up the section, I'll be having a read of that over the next few days, I think, because I'm also interested to have a look at that. I try and stave off reading any materials when you're doing a particular area of information, because I don't like spoilers. Yeah. So that's been awesome. So everybody, give a round of applause for Andy, because that was swell, as always. And a round of applause for the 20th Maori.
Yes.
Those magnificent fixed bayonet guys. Oh, God. Still, I think the scariest unit I could run into in the war.
So far,
I've got no doubt that you'll be able to overcome that and surprise me next time with something else.
Yeah. Because I did, in the Battle of Cassino, there was a bit, you could find it on the site, 2 guys took 100 Germans as prisoners because they got a tank to just shell a building that the Germans were in, and then threatened the radio operator, who was German, they'd captured, to get the men to surrender. So 100 German men surrendered to 2 Maoris and 1 tank.
Oh my God.
There's stuff like that scattered throughout. It's so great.
That is a crazy ratio of success.
Yeah.
2 guys taking 100 men is fucking silly numbers.
I mean, they took brutal losses throughout it, but they always gave way better than they got. It was like 10 men for 100.
Oh yeah, when they trade off, their game of chess is a fucking brutal one.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Well, that's something.
Yeah.
Well, farewell to the 28th, and I guess on to the next week.
Yes.
Well, we're on the home stretch, Andy. You'll be happy to hear. It's nearly bedtime, because I've got no doubt I'm going to walk out that front door and you're going to hit the pillow and be lights out.
I'll be asleep by the time you get to the end of the street.
Well, in that case, there's only one thing left for us to do, and it's the most calming segment of anything.
Common ground.
It's common ground. And now for something nicer. A little oasis in the war. It's time for some common ground. I'm trying the intro for common ground. I'm recording it. Maybe. Yeah. Common ground, as you all know, is a chance for me and Andy to come together. And this week it's not too bad, because I feel like we've really been...
It's been all right.
It's been the good old days. Yeah. It's been us together. We're duking it out over this game and the experience it is. Just having a jolly good time. Next week it's going to be horrible. Yes. I need to think of a really strong common ground.
We need a good common ground next week,
because we need to come together on something. So this week it's a bit of a relaxed one. So whatever you say, we can take it easy breezy. And what is your opinion?
Okay, this one is just small scale. It's to do with gigs. You go to a lot more gigs than me.
Yeah, I love a good gig.
No more planned encores. I think planned encores are complete fucking bullshit, and they make shows worse.
See, I like an encore.
What? Okay.
You're not getting any sleep anytime soon, friend.
Because here's what an encore is for originally, like why they started, is the band finishes its gig and the crowd is so rowdy, the owner is like, get back on, get rid of some energy, or they're going to like burn my establishment down. Now it's like a planned part of it, and I think it just kills the momentum of the back bit of a set to like go off for like 10-15 minutes and also save your songs for it. I'd rather they just played through and just didn't have it, because I do feel like it dips you to just before the end.
See, okay, I hear what you're saying, and I will put a bit of a spin on that then.
Okay.
So, I think there is still a merit to it, because what you've said there is it's built into these gigs now. But part of that is because it does have that demand. People, after the band goes off, they still want more.
You see, I think that's the bands being entitled. I think very few bands actually earn that.
I don't know. I think if you went to go see a band, like if I went to go see a band, and they wrapped up, and encores weren't a thing, and people are so riled up and they're like cheering for more, I'd be part of that. I'd want more. And then if they came back out, I'd be like, fuck, that worked. I will always do this now. And that would still be a thing culturally. So having them planned, you stave off the uncertainty where people could get pissed that it hasn't happened. So how about...
I think a lot of bands don't earn them.
So possibly,
and also
it depends
I
what you mean
don't
by
think
earn
it should be planned. I think you should, like, because they save their best songs, like they play their like 3 biggest songs after it.
So that's the part that
the
I have.
Encore should be like repeated stuff.
Yeah, so that's the part that I have as a bit of an alternative.
Yeah.
So instead of saving the sort of big closers, I think you close out your big set. You wrap it up with your big hit, the one everyone knows, everyone's there for. Depending on the band, whatever it is that's going to be the big blowout, and then it wraps up, and then people are like, right, so there's probably going to be an encore now, and then for the encore, who knows what's going to come? So at that point, it's a sort of a mixed bag, because then you've got the hype and the excitement, and then this could work to either stave off encores as you seem to want, because you might get a few songs where it's like, oh, these are sort of B-sides, these are things I didn't really want to hear, I'm not really into these ones, or you get the other side where people are like, oh my god, it's this song. This is a deep cut. They never play this. So instead, the encore becomes a chance to explore maybe a different side of the band, something that they don't often get to play. So you get these sort of surprise songs, who I will point to, and this is, it might be a controversial one, but I think done very well, Taylor Swift. So she had her Eras tour, and covered off all these different songs from different albums, which I think also just a great concept.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, Katy Perry's not really nailed that when she's tried it.
No, she's now. No, yeah, she's gone off the rails.
But I will say on this live mic that "Waking Up in Vegas" by Katy Perry is a fucking brilliant song.
She's got some bangers.
Oh, absolutely. But apparently, the latest shows.
Yeah.
So Taylor Swift had part of her set where she would do surprise songs. Each show during this tour, there'd be, I think it was like 1 or 2 surprise songs, and it would be like a deep cut. And I think that is a good notion.
Would that be like the last song?
So no, she would scatter it in amongst. I think I don't think it was like the very end, from what I understand anyway.
Yeah, because I'm all for bands throwing some old stuff in there.
But this is a way to reinvent the encore for you. So instead of stripping it away completely and disappointing the masses, because bearing in mind, everyone knows about the encore right now. You're not talking about erasing everyone's memory. You're talking about changing something fundamental.
Do you not feel like it gets to the encore bit and you're like, oh, fuck. Like,
no.
I'm going to stand here for 10, 15 minutes. They could have just played through.
Not really. I think it builds that sort of hype where everyone's listened to the set all that way, and they've had a great time. And then it's like, right, okay, here we go. Let's build up this energy. We've got that hype, the tension. How long is it going to be till they're back out? And then they come back out, and it's going to be some really good songs. So then you go ham and you blast out, and that's you tired out. We'll pep it out. So I think the encore is great. I go to a lot more gigs. Maybe I'm a first person experience that you should tap into here. But
I don't know, because I've left gigs during the encore bit, in the encore break.
I believe that
I've
wholeheartedly.
just been like, I've had enough, and you weren't good enough to get me to wait around. I'm going.
But it sounds like you maybe weren't going to gigs where you really loved the band then. Like you weren't like massively infatuated.
I've had annoying ones at bands I like.
Oh, fair. To be fair, I've never had that. Never had that, so maybe that's a differing experience.
I just think it's an annoying blip, and it's also like very self-congratulatory and stuff. And
I mean, it is. But I guess if you're doing a show,
because I think they should be like requesting or calling for you. Because if we're not going to get rid of encores, or we're going to have encores there, I think the other side of it is audiences should be much better about going, no, you've not earned this, and just leaving.
Okay,
so if
I agree with that.
The band's been kind of shit, and they go off for 15 minutes and come back, and it's half the arena. I think that would be good. I
agree with that. I think maybe if the hype isn't there, if the band has really fucked it somehow, or they've just not got the hype, they've just
not been a good day or whatever. It's just not had the energy.
Yeah, I think in that case, what you do then get is the band gets to realize that everyone hasn't really enjoyed it as much as they should have. The band goes, right, we'll call it an early night. We'll rest up. We'll do better tomorrow, and everybody goes back home and they're like, right, fair enough, that wasn't actually what I wanted. So no, I agree with. I think every band I've went to see that I can think of, there's been a big chant for an encore. There's been a chant after the encore for a lot of them where they want a second encore, which doesn't actually ever happen. I've never had that. But I agree. Maybe we have some like decibel measuring system at gigs, so you need to clear a certain volume and then they come back out.
And also, I think a lot of the shouts for encores and gigs I've been is because they haven't played the songs you want them to play most yet.
Yes, you want the big hit that they've saved for the encore.
Whereas I reckon if they didn't save it for the encore, you'd get less of the
well. There we go. Then
chanting.
There we can incorporate both. Yeah. So we do the B-side deep cut thing, and we also do everybody wanting more, because then they know you're not going to get the biggest song. That's not what you're cheering for.
Yeah,
you're cheering for more of this band in general.
Yes, I like that then, because then it feels like a more genuine encore.
Yeah,
rather than like a smoke break built into a set.
Yeah, you're cheering for a potluck draw. It could be any song from their discography. You could end up with a deep cut that you love, one that you don't love so much. Could be one that you actually don't like at all. But if you're cheering for it, that's what you've got.
And then places can cheer for different like deep cuts. So then the band will be like, oh, that city always like that weird stuff. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Then a city can have a bit of character as well of what they like.
It diversifies things.
Yeah.
So there we go. I think that's a good way to meet in the middle.
Yep. So no saving songs.
No saving the big songs to last.
And audience better about leaving if the band haven't earned it.
Yes, audience participation is also key.
Yeah.
There we go. I think we did it. We managed to pull it off. Common ground. If anything, common ground is our encore. We save it, except it's not
because no one's asking for it.
No one's asking for it, and it's not really our best. If anything, it's kind of a deep cut.
It's deep cut B-sides
because it's the first segment we introduced, and it's not really related to the game.
No,
I said not really. It's not ever related to the game.
The point is, it's not.
No, it's meant to be a palate cleanser. I bet there's definitely a demographic who listen and just drop off as soon as we mention common ground.
Thank God we can't see the retention charts.
Oh no, if we could see that little like map of like when it spikes in the episode, goodness me. But if anybody does have anything they want to voice about encores or anything else that we do, probably the campaign for North Africa, then you can get us at info@warwithamate.co.uk and the Instagram, which is just warwithamate. We have a website, warwithamate.co.uk. And there's a web form on there, which occasionally we get something fired through. And anything that's emailed over, we will get round to it. We assure you of that. But if you've not got anything to send, well, don't send, I guess.
And if you've got any historical recommendations, please fire them across, because both the 28th and the Long Range Desert Group came out of millet stuff mentioned in emails that I thought was interesting and looked into more.
Yes, so you guys inspired that.
Guys, yeah.
So any inspiration for anything?
Yeah. Jonathan, shout out, it was his email that got me looking at the 28th Maori, so...
Nice. I think we actually got more than one, possibly. I think we might have had a couple of people, but yeah, that must be the first one.
And also Matthew, so we got
two that came through. Well, thanks both, because that was a history segment I loved. Anyone else who's got an idea for a history segment, it doesn't necessarily have to be a group, could be a period of the war, could be a piece of technology, could be anything.
A weird guy.
Yeah, weird guy. We love weird guys.
We've got 10 years. We'll cover most of it.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if we don't get through all of it. So send that over. And same with, I guess, all of the non-sequiturs about Heathcliff and other weird stuff. We love hearing your weird misadventures, by the way, so if anyone else is doing weird stuff that takes forever, it's nice to know we're not alone. But I'm going to leave you alone, Andy. I'm going to leave you alone forever. This is goodbye.
Okay. Goodbye.
Until tomorrow, because I'm going to see you for D&D. We're going to play some D&D tomorrow. So I'll see you then, I guess.
See you then.
And for the rest of you listening, well, Andy, I know you're tired, but you're going to do it?
Yep. Stay subtle, humble, and brave.
There we go. And get a good night's sleep in the deserts of your mind. I'm going to go pop off to mine. So farewell, good night, and sleep tight.
Thanks for listening.